Ohai. Eilat, the city in the south of Israel located on the bank of the Gulf of Aqaba of the Red Sea. Eilat, the ancient city existing at the time of the Tsar Solomon ruling in 965-928 years BB. In the Old Testament, it is told that at Solomon the city was inhabited by Idum, and further, in the description of government of Tsar Zakes, Retzin and Faki. Approximately in 734 BB. It is described that the earth was Judaic, but again it is busy Edomium. The port city of Echingever mentioned in the Bible as base of sea trade of Judea with the state of Ophir was at the place of Eilat in the period of the first millennium BB. Which exact location is unknown. Echingever's ruins were opened by an archaeological expedition of Nelson Blake in 1937-1940 under Hilt al-Khalifa. Near Aqaba, Jordan today. Among interesting finds, the press with a name of the Judaic Tsar Yotham. However, this location of port remains disputable. During the Roman period, the city carried the name Eilat, Latin of Eila, Alana. The military garrison was placed here. By the time of declaration of independence of Israel in 1948, Eilat, which was then a military post and being called Rashrash, was under control of Arabs. During the War of Independence in 1949, Eilat was captured by Israel during the operation of the and began to develop promptly. Construction of the new highway connecting the city with the central and northern regions of the country was of great importance. In 1959, Eilat was given the status of the city. Periodically since 2010, the city is exposed to rocket attacks from the Sinai Peninsula. According to the Central Statistical Bureau of Israel, the population for the beginning of 2020 made 52299 people. Economy. The most part of the population of Eilat, about 85%, is engaged in tourism industry. In Eilat there are a lot of hotels of various class, from hotels of the international networks to campings and hostels. Specifics of the nature and climate attract tourists here during the whole year. The Katsa Eeps company is engaged in transportation of oil through the pipeline from Eilat to Ashkelon. Power supply of the city is provided by the electric company Hevrat Hashmal. The Enbean plant grows up seaweed and exports them to Japan. The port of Eilat round the clock accepts the minerals of the Dead Sea delivered by trucks and ships them on the marine transport. In Eilat there is a modern port accepting various types of vessel, including large oil tankers for which the special terminal is constructed. In the city the industry connected with navigation service develops. The airport of Eilat, which was located within the city, together with the international airport after serving the city located in 60 came to the north from the city, stopped functioning in March 2019, after opening of the international airport of Elon and Asaf Ramanov. And 20 came to the north from Eilat. In Eilat the bus station works, there is intracity and long-distance bus traffic. The largest bus carrier in the region and in the country, Bus Cooperative Egypt. The education system of Eilat includes kindergartens, elementary schools and gymnasiums. In Eilat the branch of the Beersheba Ben-Gurion University of the Negev works. In Eilat the training center on training of specialists in the field of hotel business works. This center arose in connection with requirement of hotels and hotels of the city for qualified specialists. In the center it is possible to acquire profession of the managing director of hotel economy, the administrator on reception of guests, cook, confectioner and so forth. In Eilat water sports, in particular scuba diving, are developed. The specifics of an environment of Eilat allow to observe the rich underwater world without special equipment, by means of usual masks and tubes. The wind blowing in Eilat all the year round creates conditions for windsurfing and yachting. Since 2009 in Eilat are carried out Snatokiada, the international tournaments according to the sports version of a game that where win. In 2010 within the festival there took place the World Cup in Czech. Since February 2019 the first Eilat Theatre, Show of Dolls, functions. Museums and parks. In Eilat there is a maritime museum with underwater observatory. In the big aquariums which are in the museum all types of fauna of the Red Sea are presented. In the underwater observatory of the museum going to the sea on 10 it is possible to observe inhabitants of the underwater world in the habitat. In Eilat the Israel's first three-dimensional movie theater was open. In the IMAX format. The movie theater was closed in 2019. Besides in Eilat the King City Park attraction is built. The basis of attractions of the park was formed by stories from the Old Testament. In Eilat the Museum of the Eilat Stone, a rare semi-precious stone of blue-green color with streaks. Mix of chrysocolla, malachite and lazurite. Is located. In the city there is a factory shop of the Eilat stone where it is processed and sell products from him. Since August 2012 there began the work the ice arena where it is possible to go skating, to roll down from an ice slope and to play snowballs. Near Eilat Thames Valley with the national park of the same name is located. Cultural events. Since 1995 nearly in every winter the port hangar on the seashore is equipped under the concert hall on 200 places. There takes place the annual International Musical Festival, Classics on the Red Sea. A nail of a festival is the performance of the maestro Valery Gergiev and orchestra of the Mariinsky Theatre from St. Petersburg. Annually in the last week of August there takes place the 4-day festival, Jazz on the Red Sea. The festival was founded in 1987 with assistance of Municipality of Eilat and assistance of the Ministries of Culture and Tourism, Seaport of Eilat and the Union of Hotels of Eilat. In each of days of a festival in the Eilat port passes on 9-10 concerts with night jam sessions. In nearby hotel master classes with visitors musicians are held. At different times such famous musicians and groups as Chick Corea, D.D. Bridgewater, Yellow Jackets, Mitchell Petricchiani, Herbie Hancock, Abby Lincoln and many others performed at a festival. Eilat, the known resort and tourist center. The rich underwater world of the Eilat Gulf attracts numerous fans of scuba diving here. One of the main attractions of the water area of Eilat, coral reefs. In 1966 the Eilat coast was announced by the Nature Reserve. The city is especially attractive to tourists during the winter period when the summer heat falls down. Water temperature all the year round sticks to above 22 C. Eilat is a zone of duty-free trade. Here, unlike other territory of Israel, the value-added tax isn't levied. Eilat is located in the most southern point of Israel, on the bank of the Eilat Gulf Red Sea. Gulf width in its northernmost tip where there is Eilat is only 5 km. In scales of Israel, Eilat is strongly removed from other cities of the country. The nearest large town, Beersheba, is in 190 kilometers. In a straight line. On roads about 240 km. From Eilat. The Eilat port connects Israel by the shortest by sea with the countries lying on the coasts of the Indian and Quiet Oceans. An Eilat soft climate even in the winter. The Eilat Gulf is in heart of the desert and is surrounded as a wall, high mountains that caused high evaporability and led to the fact that concentration of salts in the Gulf makes 4.1%. Is much higher than average in the ocean. Water temperature never falls below 22 C. The set of these factors provides education and existence of corals. The Eilat Gulf is terminal, northern point of tropical coral reefs. Corals of the Red Sea border the coast with quite wide strip. The climate of Eilat, hot desert, is the driest region of Israel. Relative air humidity is only 20–30% here. In the summer temperature rises sometimes up to +45 C. The record was set on June 21, 2010. Temperature exceeded +47 C. But the heat is rather easily transferred thanks to dryness of air and winds. The winter warm and soft, with extremely small amount of rainfall. Temperature of sea water all the year round remains approximately identical. From +20 in the winter to +26 in the summer. Heads of Municipality Eilat. Abijazake. 1949–1951. Kans Nanner. 1951–1959. Yosk Levi. 1959–1967. Asher Azar. 1967–1973. Wade Katz. 1973–1983. Rafia Hotman. 1983–1993. Gabi Kadosh. 1993–2003. Meir Itzhak Halevi. 2003, the present. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.